Isn't that amazing? And they don't see nothing wrong with that. I got mine, yeah.
The dehumanized? What do you expect from them?
Yes.
I can celebrate. I've graduated this year. I worked for Harvard. I come over here, and now I'm in the White House. So if we go out this evening to have dinner, there's a war going on. That soldier didn't do anything to anyone. Stand up in honor of. Meanwhile, that child is deceased.
Thank you.
And it doesn't bother any one of those of you that send them there. So when you ask the mind of a man like me, I'm going to be honest with you, the murderer on the corner is no different than the murdering minds of those that have them caught up into wars. The Creator said, care for my lepers, care for my sheep, and I need you at the gate to protect them. Well, if you're building armies, you're building soldiers. If you're building them to be at the gate, yet so much death is coming on the other side of the gate, and the babies are losing their lives at such a young age. Realistically, who's at the gate? O ye warriors that are designed to say you're here to be the protectors, the underdeveloped minds of everything around us, the very life of the next generation is in danger, at stake. So I learn, but I embrace, and I'll never let it go, the strength of truth. I am the street.
That's why I like Street Educator.
That is truly me. I am the street educator. I am the reflection of the realities of everything that there is on that street. That means that when you walk by and you just came from shopping and all you have is just enough money to be able to go purchase your little bit of grocery. And sometimes you have the elderlies on the sidewalk and she can barely or he can barely even pull that cart. Sidewalks see that. And when you see another generation of youth coming past and that youth walk past that elderly person and don't even so much even say, let me help you, much less help you afford to feed yourself, but let me help you carry that grocery, then you have to tell the sidewalk the truth. You've allowed that child to not care.
Wow.
And the elderly feel sorry. And it hurts all of us that are older than the young because we sit back and say to ourselves that maybe we didn't groom them properly.
Thank you.
Oh, ye little baby, have no regards, no intentions of being able to aid me. And then the sidewalk looks at the whole matter, and the sidewalk says, please don't ever forget this. It's the sidewalk talking now. The sidewalk said, oh, ye youth that is of the young state of mind and all that energy and strength you have today, you be very careful how you treat that elderly no matter what they've done, because your turn, if you live that long, is tomorrow.
True.
So you be very careful, and you, young energy, full of strength, you make sure that you work as hard as you can to make it a better world for tomorrow, so that the next generation of young babies won't treat you the same way that you are disrespectfully treating the other elderly that need you.
Thank you.
So when it comes down to it, again, like I said, you have to please understand me. For I am only the street educator, and as the streets speak to me, I learn, and as I learn what the street tell me, I give it back to you, just the way it is.
Okay, can you tell the audience, when did you came into this consciousness of what you're about now? What happened to you that really got you on this path? Because my understanding and based on my experience, I feel that through life we all get, people call it tragedies, they call it chaos, but I see it as a transformation, a transition, a challenge, a lesson. It's something to wake us up. So I don't see any of it as bad. It's just what it is, and I feel certain people, depending on the level of consciousness that they are on, that vibration, they're attracting certain things to them that they feel is bad, and long as they see it as bad, they don't go beyond that to see the good in it. That could really change you, and like you say, the illusion, because everybody think they're free, but the mind is not free. So you can't be free. And people think because they got a job making good money and they can go and spend it and buy whatever they think they want, but reality is what they was programmed to want. Because most of them are not even happy after the newness wear off. Now they have to go buy some more stuff. That's why a lot of us are over debt.
The educated or the conditioned mind, defining the difference between the two. When you really have an opportunity to appreciate the blessed, powerful energy. I was a hard head at one stage in my life. I tell you that energy is ever so powerful. Please believe me.
I believe you.
When I was a very hard-headed individual and I didn't want to hear that energy telling me that I have something better for you to do with your mind.
Thank you.
The first stages was I was an uneducated mind individual. I didn't know how to read. I had my reading ability, I believe, was on a 3rd grade level, if not lower.
Wow.
And I was in the 10th grade. I'm sitting in the bullpen. It was just right before a period of time when they was talking about sentencing me. I'm sitting up here, and I'm saying to myself, how did I make it to the 10th grade, and I can barely read? I couldn't read the newspaper. I couldn't read the officers that were speaking to one another on behalf of certain papers they had on the table there. I couldn't read them. If I did look at them, I had to ask someone else, what is the word? Or I had to prove to them that I was tough. So I would crack a joke so they would instinctively tell me what it is by not knowing that they were telling me because I didn't know.
Wow.
At any rate, that form of energy worked with me from that stage. I didn't listen. The first stage was I had an aneurysm. Because I wouldn't listen, that aneurysm bust a vessel in my head and made me go and sit down. I got into it with an officer that night. It's unbelievable. The officer didn't have a problem with me. The officer had a problem with a family member of mine.
Okay.
But the way he was treating the family member, they call me Mr. Hardhead sometimes, but I was not going to stand there and let you do anything to that family member of mine, especially since this particular family member of mine was handicapped.
Okay.
So my thing is, I'm still breathing. Please, if you're going to take my life, take my life, but as long as I'm breathing, you're not going to hurt him because he's handicapped. My cousin begged me to walk away. I'm standing there, no joke, I have the meanest headache. I have a headache but I'm not thinking about the headache. I have no regards for the headache.
Wow.
My concern is this officer is picking on him and he's getting ready to... So my cousin begged me to walk away. As soon as he begged me to walk away, I walk away from him. And I tell my cousin, I said, okay, I'm going to calm down, I'm going to calm down. I walked, I went, took my key, and as soon as I put my key in the door, I hit the floor. The next thing I know, a couple of days go by, and my face and everything started swelling up. Before then, I never knew what it was to have an aneurysm. I never knew.
Wow.
Nothing of that nature. I ended up in the hospital. Before then, I never had seizures. I started living with seizures from that day on, or from after the surgery anyway. Well, I guess I didn't listen at that point, so everything started swelling up. Before then, I never knew what it was to have an aneurysm. I never knew.
Wow.
Nothing of that nature. I ended up in the hospital. Before then, I never had seizures. I started living with seizures from that day on, or from after the surgery anyway. Well, I guess I didn't listen at that point, so the Creator took me through other stages, and I've ended up, when an individual shot me, I made it very clear, again, I'm being blessed because I'm still alive. Right behind that, another aneurysm. Within the last 2 years, I've had 3 forms of surgery. Most of the time I keep my hat on because you can see as you look.
Oh, wow.
You can see how seriously it is and how sensitive it is in the air.
Okay.
So that's another reason why a lot of times I keep
the hat on.
Yeah, because the pores is still very sensitive within the last couple of years there.
Mm.
And when the doctors, this is where the beauty and the strength of the blessing comes into play. The last time I had the last surgery, the doctor said to me, he said, you won't have your memory. He said to me, he said, you have a choice now. You could have the surgery and not have a memory or have a decent memory, or you can leave it alone and be reassured that when you lay down to go to sleep or when you're walking, you can drop, but you'll never get up. Because the rupture inside your head, it'll be done.
Oof.
Well, I told the doctor at that point, okay, I'll take the surgery. So I got up the next morning, I got on the train, I went straight to the hospital. I'm laying up in there, and as they began ready to, he said, you sure there's anything to do? I told him that's my least concern. You said you had to do what you had to do to be able to say, me, I'm worried about my memory. I'm not worried about any of it. The only thing that I say is, I believe in that powerful source of energy. And it made it so that the only reason why I'm still in this world, I'm still existing, I'm still breathing, is because you want me to be the messenger.
Thank you. Say that again.
Just the messenger. So I'll remain to be a developing mind, a developing man, of the darker persuasion, mind you. I take great glory in being a black man.
Thank
So
you.
oldest man of the darker persuasion, my sole purpose of being in this world is because that energy said,